Alright, howdy ho folks, Multiversal Medium here for another episode of Harvestella. Last episode, we were finally introduced to a wonderful game mechanic known as saving. And we had to rack our brain on how to figure out how that tied into this whole action RPG nonsense. This episode, we're probably going to have a bunch of other convoluted cutscenes stopping me from talking about a topic I've been wanting to talk about since I started this game. But let's try to talk about that topic first, I guess. It's a fishing spot. Okay, I left off last episode mentioning Deus Ex Machina bosses, which doesn't really equate to much because that is a term I made up. And I also talked about what Deus Ex Machina equates to, just in general, what its meaning is. If you want to get that definition again, either start up Machina X or check last episode during the unicorn boss fight. Because yeah, we attacked a unicorn. He's a D-bag. Would not recommend talking to one. They're annoying. Anyways, we apparently have another... Okay. The bridge is broken. If we can fix it, then we'll be able to cross to the other side. But... what is wrong this time? Can you fix this bridge? Or we can't cross a broken bridge. Can you fix this? I don't want to. Ah, repairing this bridge is necessary in order to reach the other side. But even you should be capable of repairing a bridge of this size. So you're saying you don't want to? With the necessary tools. Please wait a moment. Why is everyone just demanding I do everything? You should face no problem repairing a bridge with these repair tools. Repair, man. So, like, we just now received a repair kit. Why didn't you give us a repair kit when we were repairing the bridge, or not the bridge, the ladders earlier? It feels like the perfect time to introduce that. And since you had a little tutorial pop up, you could have also mentioned how you can repair bridges and other obstacles, and it will take time. Almost like this is a repeat of an earlier cutscene while changing one thing in the cutscene. Oh my effing god. You received a repair kit recipe. Apparently bridges need a consumable item. Why? I don't know. It may seem obvious, but repairing anything will require some time. Yeah, we got that in a tutorial earlier. Unlike me, you have a limit to the amount of energy you can exert. No, I'm pretty certain you do too. Take care when managing your time, because like you got your ass beat, and that's how we found you. You have a limit as well. You think you can just go forever? I don't think so. Fixing bridges. You can fix a bridge at a repair point. Fixing a bridge takes time. Yeah. Thanks for the 2-sentence conclusion of what that entire cutscene was. You need a repair kit to fix bridges. Oh yeah, that was talked about too. You can get a repair kit by crafting one. I kind of figured as much, considering, I don't know, I just got a pop-up saying I got the repair kit crafting recipe. Okay. Yeah, let's repair the bridge. We can't do anything else. It takes an hour. Cool. Moving on. As I was saying about Deus Ex Machina and how I explained what the meaning of that term is. Oh my effing gosh. We got another cutscene. That monster. Wait, Ein. Okay, sure. That monster has a thicker hide that is more resistant to physical impact than the others we have fought so far. Yeah, I can kind of tell. It looks like it has a shell, huh? We cannot expect our weapons to be of much use against it. Uh-huh. But perhaps magic will make light work of it. Oh, the thing you're good at. The thing I have you in the party for. Maybe you'll be useful, right? That's what you're saying? You'll be useful and I should leave this to you? Look this way. You seem perfectly capable of casting magic to me. Oh, so both of my party members don't want to do anything. I am, but Ein is not. And what does that matter, right? It's like it doesn't matter because you can do it. Why don't you do it? It matters because fighting monsters like that without magic is going to eat up a lot of our time. That's why you should use magic and fight them, huh? Wow, Dianthus, it's like you can do that. Or is that okay with you? You can do that, Dianthus. Tisn't. And would you be so gracious as to teach Ein how to use magic? Why don't you teach me, Dianthus? What have you done since I've added you to the party besides casting a fireball every other minute? Me? My magic? Please, Mr. Unicorn, or I don't want Dianthus to fight alone. I don't like either of these people. Why am I with these people? They're not good people. Why am I in this village? There's nobody good in the village. Why am I even on this planet? There is not a single nice person I've met yet. Please, Mr. Unicorn, you're the bestest. Are you really okay with taking it slow? Very well. This way, Ein. Now listen carefully. This is a rare and an irredeemably valuable lecture from your esteemed professor, Unicorn. Yeah, give me the Cliff Notes version, man. First, I will show you an example. Behold this splendid demonstration of the magic arts. Oh, hold on. I need to tell the monster behind us to wait about 10 more minutes because I'm learning magic. Oh, wow. Bright, colorful. Now you try. I don't think it works like that. How am I supposed to do that? Or I have no idea what you just did. Yeah, I have zero clue what you just did. Could you not tell by watching? No. Otherwise, I would have learned all your spells by fighting you. I simply concentrated all my awareness on my celestial vessel and outfired the magic. So you're nothing without your horn. Huh. Who'd have thought? This is hopeless. Come now. One mustn't balk at the first hurdle. So, Dianthus, do you think you could teach me? Almost like you know magic and you might be humanoid underneath that. Why don't you teach me? Now just close your eyes and give it a try. I don't think closing my eyes will help, or how do you even concentrate awareness? And no, I can kind of understand concentrating awareness, but like, I don't think closing my eyes will help. But I do it anyways. I say, like, I don't think that's gonna work on anything, but it still makes my character do it. Okay, cool. Agency, what is that? Who cares? Ein? What's happening? Okay, cool. I'm just the coolest, awesomest person ever because protag powers. I didn't earn these powers, but I just have them because I'm the coolest ever. Unicorn's lecture awakens heightened powers within Ein. No, I think I actually just learned how to block out annoyances. I just got a step closer to Nirvana. Just a single step closer. But for some people, that's several lifetimes worth. Just block out the nuisances, like unicorns, and omens who are racist against humans. Controlling various attributes, taking down foes with magic. You acquired the mage job class. Sure. What was that? Or Dianthus, what's happening? The heck was that? Did I just open my chakras? I don't know either. Cool. Guess I'm just cooler than you. It would seem the monolite weapon studied Unicorn's magic and changed its owner to match? Wait, hold up. So the weapon I've been using is made of monolite, and we're told that's the big MacGuffin whatever the heck. It's connected to the big Seas light, and all those statues that we can now save at, even though we weren't told that until just last episode, are made of monolite. Now we learn our weapons made of it, and it's able to change my physical composition against my will or with my will. What? What? And it's not just that it can do that. It's able to learn and study about surrounding environments and stimuli and change me to be similar to that. Is that what you're telling me? Because that sounds a whole lot like lore stuff that you're not going to go deeper into, is it? Enough with the labyrinthian elucidations. Speak simply. How was I able to rock that frickin' line perfectly? But like the earlier lines of his stupid smaller words just completely eluded me. Why is labyrinthian elucidations just simple for me to say? I'm not okay with the fact that I can just rock that. It's weird. I trip over the smallest words, but not those two? What the frick? Ein is now able to utilize magic after taking your lecture. I don't think the unicorn did anything. I think I just blocked you guys out and like got closer to Nirvana. I unlocked one of my chakras. Maybe one of the fights we did like hit a vital point. I don't know. Heck, maybe I'm actually... Now, who to think and who to thunk it, but maybe I'm healing after being near death. And I'm getting healthy, and I've always been able to do this. But we wouldn't know that because a doctor has never taken care of me, even though they claim they have. Is that to say that my lecture worked? But of course it would! Your teacher was none other than the illustrious Unicorn! Shut up, dude. But from the look of her, I cannot imagine Ein made this happen consciously. Yeah, I just kind of went into my mental space. You guys were annoying. In which case... Yes, let us not waste any more time. We can defeat that monster now, can we not? Unicorn, did you just outright stop plot nonsense? Because, you know, whatever. Yeah, we could have done a deep dive into what was happening, but no. Unicorn want me to hit monster. Gotta go hit monster. Yes, we can. Ein, this must be very confusing to you. Yeah, because you guys don't explain anything. But it means your powers have enhanced. No, that's the bit I got. You didn't explain anything besides that bit. That's the one thing you did explain. It is likely this phenomena will occur again in the future. It is a good thing. Define good. If I had to keep blocking out being around people like you, I don't consider that good. Let's keep moving. You gonna help fight the monster? Yes or no? Once you select a job, you can start changing jobs. Try it out. Select the job Mage. Open up the party menu. Go over to the job menu. Or, oh wait, hit A wide, few lines. Okay, yeah. A equips something in the empty slot. Mage. You can equip jobs when standing near Modus Monolite. Earn JP, job points, for the jobs you have equipped. Oh wow. Hold ZR and press buttons to change jobs. You change your job to Mage. Now go get that crawler. Oh wow. Oh, is that my voice? Gross. Okay. Did it change my outfit? You know what? I like that. That's styling. I know I've been crap talking this game. It deserves to be crap talked. But I ain't gonna frickin' crap talk the drip. That's some decent drip. The fact that I frickin' changed my outfit when I changed jobs? Cool. I like that actually. It's nice. The fact that we have another cutscene about to happen, because that's a new type of monster, is annoying. Yeah. So that is 3 cutscenes as soon as we entered. No, it's actually 4 cutscenes since we entered this map. We're on the same map where we got introduced to save points. We walked 10 feet, got told how to repair bridges, walked another 10 feet, got told about how jobs worked, walked another 10 feet, and got another cutscene. They are front loading all this stuff, like all these tutorial nonsense things right away. It is so annoying. Like, I don't know what this like enemies mechanic thing is. I think it's basically like an FOE from Etrian Odyssey. It's a big tough enemy you should not mess with until you're ready. Cool. This could probably like wait until a different dungeon as an introduction. I don't know why it needs to be introduced right now. The bridge repair thing could have been discussed when we repaired the freaking ladders. I don't know why it had to be reintroduced. The save system thing should have been introduced first episode. What the heck are they doing? There's a monster here that's nothing like the others. Yeah, it's got a purple glow and it's asleep. Stop, Ein. That thing's got a purple glow and it's asleep. That is a formidable creature. Do you not see how big it is? There is no way we could stand a chance fighting it. That sounds like quitters talk. Oh, wait, you're a quitter. Weren't you just saying how you'll never run out of energy and how you can go forever and on like a little bunny? Little Energizer bunny? Oh, but you can't do that because you're a loser. It would be best not to get too close for risk of provoking it. Yeah, because you're scared. But we need to get past it, or couldn't you take it down? You said you can do things. It's almost like you don't do things, huh? It is hard to tell currently. Oh, so you're saying no, but you don't want to admit you're saying no. Got it. For now, that monster has not yet noticed our presence. As long as we keep our distance, we should be able to skirt around any potential conflict. We're gonna sneak past it, or that's not very impressive at all. It really isn't. It's almost like you're a weenie. A weenie who claims to not be a weenie, but deep down in that giant suit of armor, you're a weenie. And not even a Weenie Hut Jr. weenie. You're a Super Weenie Hut Jr.'s weenie. If you wish to jump headlong into battle, then I will not stop you. But I cannot guarantee your safety if you do, and I can't guarantee yours. Shut up. In the event that it does notice us, we must do what we can to escape. If we run far enough away, then it should surely give up chase. Whenever you are ready, I will follow. Oh, so you don't have player agency either. Beware of fear. Yeah, they're just foes from Etrian Odyssey. That's all they are. Powerful monsters called fear exist inside the dungeons. Fear move in ways specific to each dungeon. It is advised to avoid them by observing their movements. Yeah, they are just foes from Etrian Odyssey. And like, I'm not against them. Obviously, they can be taken down at some point. Cool, whatever. What I am against is the fact, like, we are getting freaking blasted by tutorials for no reason. 100% zero reason why we should be constantly blasted by this stuff back to back. This is so stupid. Like, by the time I'm finally able to cool off and relax for a second, I need to deal with another cutscene that's just gonna get my blood boiling. Oh my gosh, I'm out of room. I'm gonna go back to town. Maybe I can actually talk if I do that. So, I started this episode talking about Deus Ex Machina bosses, just like how I ended last episode. Shocker, I know. But, as I said with the God in the Machine as Deus Ex Machina, my terminology for Deus Ex Machina bosses is actually a boss introduced with little to no reason for it being in the story, except that they were just introduced by the creator of the story, akin to the power boost or the means of reviving I referenced earlier when it came to Deus Ex Machina. Just return home. So with that in mind, a boss that's introduced with zero build-up, going completely against everything we have learned thus far in the game as a whole, is Deus Ex Machina in nature. It does not properly exist with build-up or anything. And Final Fantasy is heinous about doing that with its bosses. It will do that in almost any instance it can. And I don't know why. I really don't know why. I'm gonna have to start getting rid of some of these ingredients and stuff. Or I suppose I could just kind of try and spring for a bigger backpack. Wait, am I actually gonna farm and just try to earn money? Ooh, screw dungeoning. Actually just do stuff? Oh wait, there's freaking mail. Okay. Looks like the time has come. Okay, sure. Is it New Year sale or whatever? I notice you've been heading outside the village a lot recently. Yeah, I did that before I even met you. I heard it was to Hygen Canyon, of all places. Yeah, I did that before I met you. You know there's a whole bunch of monsters lurking about that way. Yeah, I was there before I met you. You must be having a bear of a time getting through with that twig you call a weapon. Seems fine so far. If I'm right, then you stop by my place. You hear? It's like I told you when we first met. There will be a time when you need a weapon. That time is now. You told me when we first met that you'd make a weapon. I find out your shop is actually upgrading weapons. I don't trust what you tell me. Christ almighty. Anyway, let's just try and gather a few materials or something, and I can talk, discuss, exist outside of cutscenes. So, a boss that honestly should not exist in setting or whatsoever is a Deus Ex Machina boss by my standards, and it is a made-up standards. It is not proper terminology. It is just what I started calling it after learning about Deus Ex Machina, as well as what the heck I was seeing specifically in Final Fantasy, because this is nothing new from Final Fantasy plot and storytelling wise. This is something they've done from the start of the IP. Why do we need a freaking... Okay, so the fact that there's a teleport here on our own property showcases that they've made the property in such a way that it is annoying to navigate. So you can teleport amongst your own property. They're aware walking in the area they designed for you to live is annoying. And I'm amazed they have that kind of self-awareness. Moving back to what we were just talking about, since the first Final Fantasy game, it has had issues with these Deus Ex Machina bosses. And I've always considered them highly insulting. I think I mentioned briefly last episode, but in the genre of RPGs, JRPGs, what have you, it's about kind of immersing yourself. I don't know if I fully talked about that, but these are games you're meant to play a role in. You're supposed to immerse yourself. You're supposed to get into it. In some way, shape, or form, you're supposed to believe in that fourth wall, basically. And Deus Ex Machina bosses are just spitting in the face of the player as opposed to letting them immerse themselves. It's insulting, in my opinion. You can spend how many hours in this RPG and all this build-up, all this story building, all this world building, everything your characters have been through, And then right at the penultimate moment, we are on the last page. They throw it all away for a design they thought was cool. Or just a random thing completely unrelated. It's insulting. There's no way to look at it otherwise. It is just insulting. Quite literally, you have devoted a good number of hours. If you're really into lore and stuff like I am, you devoted time into learning about what's going on with the world as a whole. You've been checking out various NPCs to see bits and bobs and see how it interacts with one another. And then you realize it doesn't matter. The devs just said, yeah, by the way, here's this dude. Oh, who's that dude? You never talked about that dude. And it's like, well, it doesn't matter if we talked about him. Here's this dude. In the first Final Fantasy, they were doing this. In other Final Fantasies, they've been doing this. It's a majority of the IP that they do this. And I know a lot of people swear by, what is it, Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VI. Cool. Those are some of the only games in the entire series that build up a final boss. And it's freaking astoundingly insulting. In the first Final Fantasy, we have all this world building of fighting the darkness or whatever. Because it's very generic, and that's fine. I don't mind generic, honestly. I really don't. But they do all this build up for it. And you go into the final dungeon to fight the final boss. And it's the first boss. And he just has like a line of dialogue of like, haha, when you defeated me, I actually went back in time and started all the events that led to you defeating me. I bet you didn't expect that. And it's like, of course I wouldn't expect that. Nobody talked about that even being an option. You just spat in the face of all the world building and plot nonsense that were hours and just like possibly days of gameplay and stuff going on beforehand. Of course I wouldn't expect that. It's not a aha moment about how great you are writing wise. It's not a twist villain. It's a freaking just spit in your face and it's like, and then Godzilla came and destroyed the entire castle. What do you mean Godzilla came and destroyed the castle? Godzilla was never introduced or even talked about existing until this point. And we got a decent payout of Grilla, whatever the heck Grilla is. And Final Fantasy keeps doing that plot-wise. They've done that in so many games. So I started just stop caring about the plot in a genre that's meant to be about such. It's a lot worse than people give it credit for, and it's insulting, like I already said multiple times by now. Like, it's to the point that like people who like Final Fantasy X do not admit the final boss of Final Fantasy X is the final boss of Final Fantasy X. They legit refuse to admit the final boss of Final Fantasy X is what it is. Because it's just that bad. Final Fantasy IX legit had all the build-up going for it to be just as good, if not better, than Final Fantasy VII in how people look at it. It had this major build-up of a villain across 4 discs. You have all this reasoning to hate him as a person. You like even start realizing the connections he has with the protagonist and just the overarching meta narrative that had been going on behind the scenes and stuff. You get all this wonderful buildup, and you know what happens right about 98% in the game? You go into a dungeon and fight a different final boss. Why? It's never explained. It's never explained. There is no reason for you to fight that final boss. He's just there. And then you get a cutscene about like Protag trying to save the villain that had committed acts of genocide up to that point. Like the horrible, evil villain they were. This irredeemable, evil sob. Protag needs to have a bro moment and be like, hey man, I got you. Why? I don't know. Maybe the writers just watched Dragon Ball Z and saw how Goku redeemed Vegeta around then, and they wanted that to happen. But it doesn't work. And there's no follow-through because that's the end of the game. There is zero follow-through. It makes zero sense plot-wise. But that's the writing for Final Fantasy. That's what we're dealing with. That's what's always going on in the series. But that's just on par for the writing for Final Fantasy. And then it just started devolving worse and worse as it kept going on, and it became belligerent. I know I'm calling out all the contradictory nonsense and all the BS in this game. I want you to realize this is how I view a majority of Final Fantasy things now. It's just belligerent. There's nothing happening. People are just not being coherent. That's what the writing in the IP is like at this point. It's insulting. Like, it's just infuriatingly insulting. Yet, hey, this is the standard for JRPGs, as people claim. Which I don't comprehend why, but even I like some Final Fantasy games, so I understand liking some of the games. But it's because of gameplay, and that's another issue with the IP as Final Fantasy. Which I think we'll probably have to hold off till next episode, because it's starting to become an episode. So, oh, nope, that's the wrong button. Freaking tool. There we go. Hey, just... writing's always been an issue. It's never been good. And then Final Fantasy got so far up its own butt with its writing that like people consider it the standard, and it's still not good. It really isn't. It's just horrid writing wise. The writing in Final Fantasy as an entire series is the kind of thing any English teacher or your equivalent in your country would mark horribly and just keep marking all the issues and all the contradictions and all the horrid mistakes you made until you horribly failed that class if you presented it. It is horribly handled. Just, I don't know, it's infuriating because like, this is just like part one of my hate argument to Final Fantasy as a whole. And I'm glad I was actually able to finally get this out in an episode. But I also know people are going to be pissed hearing this. Because I've said this hate argument multiple times, and usually people get upset at me. So I want to let it be known. Feel free to like Final Fantasy. 100% like it. Enjoy it. I have things I enjoy to the moon and back, and I cannot claim are good. And if you claim Final Fantasy is good, cool. I disagree. That is my opinion, and I will go deeper into my opinion in a different episode. But, like, don't think I'm attacking something you like with this. I'm attacking Final Fantasy, and that has nothing to do with you. Enjoy the games. Actually, feel free in the comments to tell me why you enjoy the games. Please. I'm not against you people liking things I dislike. Just because I'm at the, I don't like frickin', I don't know, mint chocolate chip ice cream, doesn't mean you're not allowed to like mint chocolate chip ice cream. And just because I would prefer people didn't constantly say I should be eating mint chocolate chip ice cream doesn't mean mint chocolate chip ice cream is the bane of existence. I'm obviously passionate about my dislike towards Final Fantasy, but legit, if somebody came up to me and was like, yeah, I really like Final Fantasy, I'd be like, oh, cool, what you like about it? because it's my opinion at the end of the day. And someone else sharing their opinion and what they like about something is always a joy. It's how you interact and just enjoy another's company, sharing your likes. And sometimes sharing your hates. So yeah, I'm sharing what I dislike about the IP. But if you like it, let me know why you like it. I'm not gonna say that's invalid. Anything you could say could be valid. You could like Final Fantasy just because the tunes are good. And I will never deny the OST in Final Fantasy, basically every single game, is freaking bopping. The OST has always been good for Final Fantasy. And I don't think there's any way I could ever deny that. So yeah, maybe that's why you like Final Fantasy. Maybe you like Final Fantasy because of how bad the writing is and you find it funny. Cool. Maybe you like it because it's nostalgic for you. Oh my freaking gosh. I didn't even notice this. So, remember early on in this Let's Play, we went to this area and there were 2 omens blocking us going further. One of those omens is now in our party. And they're looking for the other omen that attacked them or whatever, which we're going to assume was the other omen in the cutscene. Why? Because it's just a safe assumption. Now we cannot go back to this area whatsoever because we need to do the other dungeon. It will not let us progress or do anything over here, an area we have already unlocked, because it knows we would be able to move further. Which raises the question, why did it let us come here earlier? Everything about combat as a tutorial could have been done in the dungeon. Everything about gathering as a tutorial and everything could have been done on our farm. There are gathering nodes on our farm. Why were we allowed to come here? The only thing plot relevant we were able to see was that cutscene, and that cutscene did not amount to anything. Why did it let us go to Hygen Canyon? Why did it demand we go there to get rocks? There's no reason. Anyways, it's been an episode, guys. I'll talk to y'all later in another episode of Harvestella, or if you don't like the freaking negative energy I'm tossing out, another episode on my channel. Feel free to check it out. If you want to check out a game and an RPG I actually like, check out Moon. Moon is a well-written game done by devs who worked on Squaresoft games and Enix games. Check that out. I am good vibes throughout the entirety of it. I love that game. Or just check out something else. But if you wanted to see me keep pulling apart this game, while also going into more detail why I dislike Final Fantasy, I'll see you in another episode of Harvestella. And until then, ciao.